Welcome back. If it has joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television. A reminder of our top stories. Federal government implement the no work, no pay rule for public servants to carry out a major review of health sector and insists monkeypox cases are yet to be confirmed. On day 2 of the 23rd Nigeria Economic Summit holding in Abuja, financial experts make case for repositioning of SMEs to play increased role in nation's economy. Federal High Court in Lagos orders final forfeiture of properties worth 3 billion naira linked to former Minister for Petroleum Resources Diezani Alison Madueke. And more than 150 people declared missing following wildfires in Northern California's wine region, with at least 17 confirmed dead. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our websites channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on your mobile device. Log on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You'll also have access to the Eyewitness feature with which you can share your views on the news. Just install the app, tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions. Speaking of which, here are some of the pictures that you sent into our portal. Let's begin with this picture showing commotion on the streets of Anambra State. Students and residents on the run. Eyewitness reporter says they're fleeing over alleged reports that the army was forcing children to be immunized in the southeast. He also says schools have been shut. We're in Delta State, where we see the picture of parents going to pick their children on ward at a primary school. According to Eyewitness reporter, they're reacting to information circulating on social media that the Nigeria Army is injecting children with killer virus. The Army has since denied the claims. Next is this photo of students being taught under a poor learning condition at a community school behind the former government house in Jos Plateau State. Eyewitness reporter is calling on government to intervene. We're ending with this picture from Abia State. We see flooded homes and schools and roads, possibly along Umuma Road Primary School in Aba, with a woman half submerged carrying a load on her head. Her Eyewitness reporter alleges lack of adequate drainage channel, is asking government to come to their rescue. Please keep those pictures coming. You are our eyes out there. A new report by the World Economic Forum shows that the world may not be able to feed itself in 10 years from now, as agriculture and farming have become more neglected. Some young people around the world are breaking the glass ceiling in farming. Some of these presented their experiences and their thoughts and insights at the ongoing World Bank IMF meetings in the United States. Our correspondent Sarah Kizi reports.
Youths around the world are providing good examples and lessons on how much they can achieve in the field of agriculture and farming, despite the many challenges they face across the regions in Africa, Latin America, and the Oceania. At the 2017 annual meetings of the World Bank and IMF, a session was dedicated to future harvest, who will grow tomorrow's food.
Strong belief that
here are young farmers from Jamaica, Uganda, Brazil, and Australia. Together, they share experiences that could benefit countries such as Nigeria.
What we are teaching these people is pretty simple. Understand the sustainability principles, especially of the environment. That's one. Two, business modeling for agricultural activities. And then number three, grow your own food. So have a little farm in your background and just experience what it means to grow your own food.
I did not realize that young people were looking up to me, or I was an inspiration. I thought I was just working on my farm to produce, so I didn't see myself the way others saw me.
But despite the challenges, young persons around the world are advised to see agriculture as a sexy enterprise that would alleviate poverty, generate income, and create jobs.
for the young kids to understand how nature works, and like simple things, like every kid has his own little garden, and they planted there. And by putting the little seed of a carrot, then seeing the carrot grow, eat the carrot, put the rest on the compost, and put the compost back in the soil, and see this whole cycle. Only this simple thing with these kids, I mean, this transformed their lives.
We sort of need to be innovative in our thought and collaborate and to learn from experience, learn from what other cooperatives are doing in order to solve that problem. So it is just sharing that knowledge. There's good things going on around the world.
This young farmers' experiences could be used as a platform for the Nigerian government to adjust its agricultural policies and actions with a view to attract more of its teeming youth population into farming. Sarah Ifin, Channels Television News.
And here's our business news editor, Bosun El-Rufai, who is also in Washington covering the IMF World Bank Summit. Bosun, what more can you tell us about the discussions that dominated today at the meetings?
Well, Amarachi, it's been a very busy day. You just saw play back that report on who's going to grow tomorrow's food, a very key question been asked here about how to get a new generation of young farmers, and you heard a bit of some of their experiences and lessons and the challenges they face and how to resolve them around the world, from Jamaica, from Australia, from Uganda in Africa, and elsewhere. But of course, there are also discussions around the state of the global financial stability, the need for governments around the world, in particular developing countries such as Nigeria, to be very careful about borrowing more, because global borrowing internationally is cheap at the moment. You're looking at between 4 and 7%. Nigeria, for example, wants to borrow more via Eurobond and diaspora bond before the end of this year, another $5.5 billion. The caution here from the financial counselor to the IMF, or at the IMF here, was that this borrowings could be cheap today, but there has to be plans on how to put this monies or this debt to use so that it doesn't become a problem. There are vulnerabilities, risks that could arise in the near future for economies that are borrowing too speedily at the moment.
Bosun, very quickly, was there any talk about the IMF supporting Nigeria's progress in agriculture as it confirmed yesterday?
Well, what we got yesterday, referred to that, was that agriculture Nigeria is beginning to look good as far as agriculture is concerned. And of course, to grow agriculture means you have a number of years in which you need to plan, put policies in place, and put actions in place, and provide some funding, and get also the private sector to weigh in on your output. That is beginning to show very well on the radar for international institutions and multilateral agencies as well. But there's still more that needs to be done. The IMF is not going to come in here. You're going to look at the African Development Bank, for example, the AFDB. You have to look at if you take some borrowings from internationally, can you use them to fund agriculture in a sustainable manner that will reduce poverty, that will allow more people get income from farming and agriculture and turn it into agribusiness. And I think a few things that the Buhari's administration wants to do in terms of agro-industrialization will be the next level for Nigeria, not just growing food through the mechanism that we've done for hundreds of years, but to turn into agro-processing, agro-business, agro-industrialization, and grow the entire value chain in agriculture beyond putting food on the table in a bare manner that we've done or we've known it. Amarachi.
Thanks for bringing us up to speed. You indeed look like you've had a long day. Looking forward to talking to you tomorrow. Good night. We're going to switch gears now to go to Abuja, where Ibrahim Adra is standing by with more on the news at 10.
Thank you, Amarachi. The governor of Kaduna State and chairman of the All Progressive Congress Committee on Restructuring, Nasir El-Rufai, is challenging Nigerian youth to participate actively in politics in order to restructure the country. Speaking at a consultative session of the committee and youths from the country, Governor El-Rufai warns that the failure of youth to engage in active politics will result in politically naive persons ruling the nation. He advises youth to seek the collective good of the nation rather than seeking for what benefits only their communities.
I was also involved in the Not Too Young to Run.
From the different states of the Federation, Nigerian youths converged in Abuja to brainstorm on the future of the nation as the All Progressives Congress Committee on Restructuring takes its consultative session to the nation's capital. One after the other, the youths representing different interest groups expressed their opinion on issues bordering on the creation of states, devolution of powers, and independent candidacy.
Fiscal federalism is about the federal state being independent of the center. But in Nigeria, that is not what is obtainable. Resource control, for me, I think, is another anomaly within our concept in Nigeria.
We cannot control governance at any level except we control governance in our localities. So in that light, I'm proposing that we have constitutions for states. Now, as very young people, you have to understand that our Federal Republic's constitution was 84 pages because the Northern region in 63 had a constitution, Eastern region, Midwestern region, and Western region.
I must say, I support the two-party system, whereby we must appeal to the middle for us to win any election.
With a promise to collate the views of participants at the session, the chairman of the committee and governor of Kaduna State challenged the youths to step up their game by participating in politics actively.
The problem is that many young people have a sense of entitlement. You want to sit back, you want to be called and be given. Nobody is going to give you. Even Queen Elizabeth has refused to give her son or grandson. So what do you think? It's not going to happen. You have to go out, get involved in politics, join political parties, get involved, contribute, collaborate with others. And if you are really good, you will shine.
Although opinions on how to restructure Nigeria differs among the youths, the All Progressives Committee on Restructuring will be meeting with civil society organizations in the nation's capital with the aim of submitting a comprehensive report aggregating the views of Nigerians.
Justice Abdulaziz Anka of the Federal High Court in Lagos today ordered the permanent forfeiture of 56 houses linked to a former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Mrs. Desani Alison Madueke. The houses located in Lagos and Port Harcourt were said to have been acquired by the former minister between 2011 and 2013 using front companies. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is accusing Desani of paying $21 million for the properties, adding that it believed that the funds were proceeds of crime. The anti-graft agency listed the properties to include 29 terraced houses comprising 8 4-bedroom penthouse apartments, 6 3-bedroom apartments, 2 3-bedroom maisonettes, 2 twin-bedroom apartments, and 1 4-bedroom apartment. And when the news at 10 returns, International Monetary Fund releases optimistic forecast on the global economy, but warns of vulnerabilities to growth. Do join us again.